Everyone is talking about you now, not because you asked for attention, but because they couldn't control you. One man they couldn't handle. That's what you became. They call you dangerous, a problem, a threat to their comfort and their plans, because you didn't play the role they expected. While they were busy plotting, labeling, and trying to box you in, you stayed silent, worked harder, and evolved into something stronger and stranger than they imagined. The same people who underestimated you are now nervous, watching closely and whispering behind closed doors because every strategy they built to stop you collapsed the moment you refused to break. You carry a mindset they don't understand: discipline, focus, and a refusal to be controlled. And that's what scares them. Your presence disrupts their confidence. Your results expose their weakness, and your progress proves they were wrong. You didn't destroy their plans by fighting them. You destroyed them by outgrowing them. If this message hits you, don't let it pass. Hit the like button, subscribe to help us reach 5,000 subscribers, and comment Mr. Ledger below to show you're locked in. Because now, they don't see you as competition anymore. They see you as a force they failed to predict. And the real question is, are you ready to keep going when even your enemies know you won't stop? Sometimes the loudest voices in the room aren't the ones making the biggest impact. Silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. When you refuse to respond to every criticism, every plan against you, you create an invisible force. People underestimate silence because it doesn't demand attention, but it commands respect. By observing, calculating, and staying calm, you quietly position yourself ahead of the chaos others create. Silence allows space to grow. While others waste energy on gossip, on fear, or on trying to manipulate you, you're using that energy to build skills, sharpen focus, and create opportunities they can't even imagine. Every moment you don't react is a moment you gain an advantage. Others speak to be seen, but you act to be remembered. History is filled with examples of those who let silence do the talking. From innovators to leaders, those who resist reacting impulsively often outpace the noise around them. Your silence, combined with action, makes you unpredictable, magnetic, and unstoppable. When people make plans against you, it can feel like the world is aligned against your progress. But here's the truth. Plans mean nothing without action. While they strategized, you moved forward, steadily, with purpose, refusing to let obstacles dictate your pace. Every attempt to derail you became a stepping stone, every trap a lesson that strengthened your path. The moment you choose movement over frustration, you become untouchable. They can plot, criticize, or manipulate, but their schemes hold no power over someone committed to growth. Forward motion is contagious, and the energy you generate makes your progress inevitable. Think about the stories of great leaders or entrepreneurs who faced endless opposition. Their secret wasn't always genius. It was persistence. You didn't let other people's fear or expectations define your journey. You defined it yourself. People fear what they can't predict. When your actions defy expectations, they trigger confusion, hesitation, and even panic in those who thought they understood you. But unpredictability without discipline is chaos. The true power lies in combining surprise with strategy, being intentional, deliberate, and precise in every move you make. Discipline turns unpredictability into a weapon. When others assume they know your next step, you deliver something completely different. But it's never reckless. It's calculated. They panic not because of randomness, but because they cannot grasp the order beneath the chaos you create. Great innovators and strategists understand this principle. They stay calm, measure every step, and strike at the right moment. When you master unpredictability with discipline, you become someone no one can control, no matter how hard they try. Growth doesn't require proving anything to anyone. You don't need to fight to be noticed. You simply evolve past the limitations of those around you. While others were stuck in outdated mindsets or petty plans, you were building, learning, and leveling up. Growth naturally leaves certain people behind, and that's not arrogance, it's progress. When you outgrow others, they see it as a threat, but for you, it's freedom. You no longer need their approval, their strategies, or their expectations. You exist on a level where their control doesn't reach. This is how you gain influence without confrontation, how you win without competition. Outgrowing someone is a silent form of power. It demonstrates that strength isn't always loud or visible. It's the quiet confidence that comes from knowing your worth, your abilities, and your direction. Nothing frustrates manipulators more than a person who refuses to be manipulated. When you take ownership of your actions, thoughts, and emotions, you strip others of their leverage. They can plan, push, and pressure, but their tactics fail against someone who refuses to play their game. True control begins with yourself. Discipline, awareness, and self-respect make others' attempts at dominance ineffective. When you refuse to bend, to react, or to fall into traps, you demonstrate a power that can't be challenged by fear or intimidation. The more people try to control you, the more you realize that freedom comes from self-mastery. And once you've mastered yourself, the world's attempts to restrict you feel almost irrelevant. You become the storm that others can't predict, let alone stop. There's a certain type of strength that doesn't require words. When your actions speak louder than arguments, when your results outweigh the noise around you, fear naturally follows. People are intimidated not by what you say, but by what you achieve and how effortlessly you do it. Explaining yourself diminishes impact. Those who seek to understand every move often miss the bigger picture. You are a force beyond their comprehension. Your confidence, discipline, and calmness communicate power more effectively than any speech ever could. Every great leader or pioneer demonstrates this principle. By moving with purpose and letting actions define their legacy, they create respect, influence, and yes, even fear. Because what others cannot explain, they cannot predict. Calmness is underrated. While chaos consumes everyone else, calm people see clearly, think clearly, and act strategically. Fear, doubt, or panic have no hold on them. Their stability becomes a quiet, yet unshakable force that moves forward while others stumble. Calm people absorb pressure without breaking. They turn challenges into opportunities, threats into motivation, and obstacles into lessons. This emotional steadiness makes them resilient and relentless, unstoppable by panic or criticism. History favors the calm. Whether in business, sports, or life itself, the individuals who maintain composure under fire often achieve what others consider impossible. Calmness is more than peace, it's power in disguise. Expectation is a trap for the unprepared. People anticipated your failure, waited for mistakes, and hoped for hesitation. But every move you made disproved their assumptions. While they focused on predicting your downfall, you were focused on building momentum. Progress silences critics. Every step forward reinforces the truth that action matters more than opinion. While others speculate, you execute, and results speak louder than doubts. Delivering progress when everyone expects failure isn't just satisfying, it's transformative. You shift the narrative, rewrite the rules, and show that success isn't about meeting expectations, it's about exceeding them beyond imagination. Reaction often fuels conflict. By staying composed, refusing to retaliate, and keeping your focus, you deny others the control they seek. Every reaction gives them power, but every pause strengthens you. Silence becomes your shield. Patience becomes your weapon. Smartness lies in restraint. Immediate response satisfies impulse, but calculated non-reaction produces results. You see clearly, act purposefully, and let time reveal the consequences to those who expected chaos. The greatest victories are often invisible at first. People may misunderstand your silence, but when action aligns with patience, you emerge not just victorious, but unstoppable. Seeking approval is exhausting and limiting. Real power comes when focus replaces validation. When you devote energy to your vision instead of public opinion, you create results that speak louder than approval ever could. Focus channels energy into growth, strategy, and success. It allows you to bypass distractions, ignore critics, and concentrate on what truly matters. Approval becomes irrelevant because your results demand attention, naturally inspiring respect. When focus is your priority, power becomes inevitable. It's not about control or dominance. It's about mastering the art of deliberate progress and letting success do the talking. Independence is threatening to those who rely on manipulation. By taking control of your life, decisions, and growth, you inadvertently disrupt the expectations of others. Your autonomy becomes a problem, not for you, but for those trying to confine or control you. Solving your own life isn't arrogance, it's strength. It demonstrates self-sufficiency, resilience, and strategic thinking. People fear what they can't influence, and your self-mastery becomes a mirror, reflecting their own limitations. Ironically, the path to empowerment often sparks resistance, but the more you solve, the less dependent you are on anyone else's approval or control, and the stronger you become as a result. Consistency is underestimated because it's quiet, repetitive, and unassuming, but it's also unstoppable. While others rely on schemes, shortcuts, or distractions, your steady progress erodes every plan they built against you. Consistency builds momentum. Every small action compounds into results they cannot ignore, and every day you keep moving forward chips away at their strategies. Predictable in effort, unpredictable in results. That's the paradox of power. Over time, the consistent person becomes unshakable. Strategies fail, doubts fade, and the world begins to recognize that persistence, not chaos, is the ultimate advantage. Sometimes, influence doesn't come from what you say. It comes from simply existing. Your presence, demeanor, and confidence can alter situations, command attention, and unsettle even the most calculated adversaries. Being present changes dynamics. People adjust, strategies crumble, and expectations shift. Without uttering a word, you can reshape perceptions and outcomes simply through poise, focus, and undeniable energy. Legends across history demonstrate this principle. Charisma, presence, and quiet authority often leave the strongest mark. Words are fleeting, but presence leaves an imprint that lasts. Assumptions are dangerous. When others expect you to falter, the perfect opportunity arises to defy them. Every result you deliver becomes proof that expectations are meaningless, that determination, strategy, and skill are the true measures of strength. Delivering results under scrutiny isn't just satisfying. It's transformative. It changes perceptions, redefines standards, and establishes authority that cannot be questioned. When people underestimate you, remember, success isn't about proving them wrong. It's about proving yourself right, and results are the ultimate response to doubt. True mastery isn't flashy. It's calm, deliberate, and consistent. While others lose control, panic, or hesitate, you continue forward, unfazed by chaos. Mastery is measured by resilience, focus, and the ability to act when others freeze. Panic may create temporary advantage for the loudest voices, but mastery wins the long game. Every step you take, while others falter, compounds into power, influence, and unstoppable momentum. The difference between mastery and mediocrity is simple. Those who master themselves move forward, while the world panics. And in that space, true greatness is born. Focus isn't just concentration, it's a force that unsettles even the strongest opposition. While others are distracted by noise, doubts, or panic, your unwavering attention becomes a silent weapon. Fear senses that clarity, that direction, and it instinctively recoils. When you lock in on your purpose, obstacles seem smaller, distractions fade, and your presence alone begins to intimidate. People around you may try to pull you off track, projecting anxiety or attempting to provoke reaction. But your focus doesn't react, it commands. Every calculated move sends a message. You are not swayed by external chaos, and that unshakable discipline is exactly what makes others fear your next step. History proves it. The most feared leaders, innovators, and pioneers were those who refused to lose focus. Fear doesn't challenge determination, it flees from it. The more unbreakable your attention, the louder your silent dominance becomes. Barriers exist to test resolve, not to define limits. Each obstacle you encounter is an invitation to show relentless determination. When you refuse to yield, no wall, no rule, and no opposition can stop your momentum. Your persistence becomes an invisible force that bends circumstances to your favor. The world is filled with people who quit because resistance is uncomfortable. But you push harder, sharpen your strategy, and convert struggle into stepping stones. Every barrier you overcome isn't just a victory, it's proof that your willpower can't be contained. Consider the stories of athletes breaking records, entrepreneurs shattering markets, or innovators creating revolutions. Their secret isn't luck, it's refusing to yield. Barriers crumble because they refuse to stop moving forward. And that's exactly how you become unstoppable. There's a unique power in silence. It forces others to confront the unknown. When you choose to observe, calculate, and act without explanation, your energy becomes mysterious, magnetic, and intimidating. People fear what they can't define, and silence makes your impact impossible to measure in words. Every time you resist the urge to justify, defend, or explain, you increase your influence. Others scramble to interpret your actions, while you move forward with precision, letting results tell the story. The less they understand, the more powerful you appear. Silence has toppled empires, disrupted industries, and transformed ordinary individuals into legends. It's not emptiness, it's presence, strategy, and undeniable authority wrapped in the calm of non-reaction. Chasing victory often leads to exhaustion, distraction, and compromise. But when your focus, preparation, and relentless effort align, victory doesn't need to be pursued. It finds you. You create conditions so favorable to success that it's almost inevitable, a natural consequence of your discipline and action. While others scramble, hoping to catch opportunity, you craft your own path. Every skill honed, every plan executed, every decision made strategically draws results toward you. Victory becomes a companion, not a distant target. Those who understand this principle move differently. They don't beg for results. They earn them through action, patience, and precision. And when victory follows, it amplifies every step you've taken, leaving others scrambling in awe. In the midst of turmoil, panic spreads like wildfire. But your calm mind doesn't just survive chaos, it dismantles it. Decisions made under pressure, executed with composure, turn confusion into opportunity. While others are distracted, overwhelmed, or fearful, your clarity becomes an unassailable advantage. Calmness under fire is contagious too. People notice it, competitors fear it, and your presence shifts the energy of any room or situation. While the world trembles at uncertainty, you navigate through it like it was always yours to command. Legends in history and modern life share this secret. Those who remain calm when everything falls apart are often the ones who emerge victorious. Calmness is not passivity, it's precision under pressure, a silent power no chaos can resist. True strength doesn't need to be boasted about. It resonates in every action, glance, and decision you make. People sense it instinctively, even if they can't articulate why. Your resilience, discipline, and quiet confidence communicate power far louder than words ever could. Trying to prove yourself often diminishes impact. But when strength is lived, it becomes undeniable. Your decisions, progress, and consistency send a message. You are unbreakable, unstoppable, and untouchable. Others feel the weight of your presence before they see it. From great leaders to top performers, history shows that subtle, inherent strength commands respect far more than loud displays. Strength felt is influence earned, impact that lingers long after words fade. People cling to rules because they fear unpredictability. When you act outside expectations, they scramble to adapt, revealing the limits of their strategies. Every calculated step you take reshapes the environment, bending circumstances to your vision while leaving others in confusion. You don't just navigate systems, you redefine them. Their rules are meant to contain ordinary behavior, but your presence challenges norms, breaks limits, and forces others to reconsider what is possible. By moving differently, you become the benchmark of innovation and power. When you rewrite the rules through action, the game changes. Others may resist or try to catch up, but by that point, your momentum is already unstoppable. Influence grows when strategy meets audacity, and you become the example they can't replicate. Doubt is a reflection of fear, not truth. When people doubt your abilities, it's because they cannot imagine the extent of your potential. Instead of being discouraged, use it as fuel. Every action, every result becomes proof that limits are not defined by expectation. They're defined by execution. Shattering limits isn't just personal. It inspires those around you. By consistently pushing boundaries, you raise the standard of what is possible, forcing everyone else to confront their own assumptions. Doubt then transforms into awe, respect, and sometimes even fear. Legends are made by those who refuse to conform to others' expectations. Shattering limits is a declaration. You don't live within constraints, you create them, and your results are the ultimate evidence. Pressure is inevitable, but it only becomes a problem if you allow it. Resilience transforms every stressful moment, every setback, and every challenge into an opportunity for growth. While others crack, stumble, or complain, you turn strain into forward momentum. The stronger your resilience, the faster obstacles become stepping stones. Problems that stop most people serve as fuel for someone who refuses to quit. Pressure doesn't weaken you. It defines how unstoppable you can become. Think about the great innovators, athletes, and leaders. They thrived under conditions others considered unbearable. Resilience is the secret force that converts adversity into results, leaving doubters behind in awe. Being unstoppable isn't a one-time effort. It's a lifestyle. Daily discipline, focus, and determination compound into a force that cannot be shaken. Every habit you form, every choice you make, and every action you take strengthens the momentum that others envy but cannot replicate. Unstoppable people move regardless of circumstance. They rise before excuses, persist after failures, and keep going when others surrender. Their energy becomes a statement. Nothing external can dictate the pace or outcome of their journey. Habit builds momentum. When consistency meets purpose, power emerges naturally, and what seems extraordinary to others is simply the product of relentless, habitual action. Schemes thrive in uncertainty, but vision operates on clarity. While others plot to catch you or limit you, your vision moves faster, transcending their tactics. The more precise and ambitious your direction, the further ahead you become. Vision gives you foresight. While others react, you plan. While they falter in doubt, you navigate with intention. Their strategies are always a step behind because they measure success by manipulation, whereas you measure it by purpose. Those who act with vision turn obstacles into milestones, opponents into lessons, and limitations into opportunities. Vision isn't just seeing the future, it's creating it, while others are still trying to control the present. Planning without action is meaningless. Others may spend time scheming, strategizing, or attempting to trap you, but execution is where true power is revealed. Every plan that isn't acted upon is wasted energy. Every move you make compounds into undeniable progress. Execution separates leaders from dreamers. While others debate, you deliver. While they hesitate, you succeed. Action becomes your signature, leaving no space for doubt or miscalculation. Remember, ideas are common, but execution is rare. When you consistently act while others plan endlessly, you dominate the landscape without needing to prove a thing. Dominance doesn't require loudness or aggression. It requires presence, results, and control. People sense power instinctively, even without words. The calm, deliberate, unstoppable force you embody communicates authority that can't be ignored. Silent dominance terrifies because it's unpredictable. Others cannot manipulate, pressure, or undermine someone whose power is inherent, steady, and visible through impact rather than noise. True dominance is subtle, yet undeniable. It's in the way you move, the results you produce, and the unwavering confidence that leaves competitors